What's going on, YouTube gamers? Bonfire here, and I just got done watching Bethesda's E3 2016 press conference, and I wanted to take a moment to give you guys some of my reactions and takeaways from watching the show. So overall with Bethesda's conference, I'm a little disappointed in a couple things, but that's not to say they didn't have a good show, because they did. They came out, they had a good, solid show, but I think what happened is they set the bar so high last year that it was tough to match that. They came out with Doom, they showed it really well, they came out with Fallout 4, and I feel like everything they did last year was just boom, 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 was just hitting that right note. But this year, they didn't do exactly the same thing, and that's a tough act to follow. So I took some notes, so I want to go through each of their announcements within the press conference and share my thoughts on them. So first, they opened up with Quake Champions. And Quake's coming back, going to be a multiplayer shooter. They're bringing back that arena shooter, and I thought it looked cool. I think that's exciting. There's definitely a market for that. There's definitely a desire for it. People love Quake. I never really got into it back in the day, but the big thing with this is that it's PC only. It's only coming to the PC. I'm not much of a PC gamer myself, so the odds of me playing this game are slim to none, to be honest with you. But I think it's pretty exciting, and it's cool to see it back. If it ever makes its way to consoles, that's when I'll probably hop in. But as of right now, I think it's a cool announcement, but not really for me. Next, they moved on to the Elder Scrolls Legend. This is their card game that they originally announced last year. They're doing a couple more platforms. I think they're bringing it to Mac. Of course, they got the iPhone, iPad, all those platforms in addition to PC. So that's pretty cool. I've never really gotten into these card games, so it doesn't speak to me that much. I have dabbled in Hearthstone a little bit. Maybe I'll dabble in this game just a bit, but not a big deal for me. But I definitely know that people love their card games on the iPads and stuff, so hopefully you guys are excited about that. After that, they started talking about Fallout 4, and they announced some new DLC stuff. They've got some armor packs coming. They've got some building kits for the settlement building stuff. You also got vault kits coming to where you can build your own vault. The building your own vault kind of sounds cool, but I gotta be honest, the whole settlement section of Fallout 4, that whole thing within that game, it wasn't really feeling it. I kind of got into it a little bit as I started building my little base, but I didn't do a lot, and it just didn't really speak to me. It didn't really feel much like Fallout. So with some of these new DLC packs coming out, I definitely think people are going to enjoy them, because a lot of people do some crazy stuff with that Fallout settlement, but it's not for me. However, they did announce Nuka World, and they didn't really give us much on that, and it kind of left me with some questions on it, because they showed Nuka World. It's a Nuka-Cola theme park that's going to be in Fallout 4. But I don't know if that means I'm going to be able to build my own theme park with the settlement features, or what I'm hoping it's is it going to be like a single player DLC where I get to go in there, I get to explore this theme park, maybe do some quests and that kind of stuff. If it's that, sign me up. That sounds awesome, because I want to explore Nuka World. But if it's building your own theme parks, not really for me. Only time will tell, but I thought that was pretty cool. Right after that, they had a pretty big announcement, kind of done in a nonchalant, subtle way, and that is Skyrim Remastered. Yes, Skyrim is coming to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. I think that's really exciting. I predicted it last year. It didn't happen, and it was something I wanted to see this year, and it's happening. The reason why I was excited about it is because I've never played Skyrim. I'm one of the few that have never played and experienced this game. I have Skyrim, believe it or not. This is an unopened copy. You can still see it in its shiny plastic. I've had this for a while, and I've just never opened it and dove in. I know, I'm a scumbag. I'm not even a real gamer, but I have it. But I just feel like it's too late now. Too little too late for me to dive into this game on the 360. So that's kind of why I wanted to see it come back. The graphics look really good. They showed some screenshots and stuff. I thought that it looks very pretty. It seems like they've done a lot of good work to really modernize this game, bring it to current gen consoles. Thought that was pretty cool. They gave us a release date. It's October 28th of this year. And that to me is the disappointing part. October 28th. That's the same day Titanfall 2 comes out, so man, the fall is just always so jam-packed with games. It's like I don't have time for a big game like this during the fall. Like, I much would have rather prefer that they released it, next month or something. Say, hey, next month Skyrim Remastered's coming out. Give it, kind of in a lull downtime for gaming would be more preferred, at least in my opinion. But if I do pick up Skyrim for the PS4, I'm excited. Otherwise, maybe I'll just crack this open. I don't know, but I still think it's a pretty cool announcement, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited for it. Just bad timing, man. I don't like that release date. The next announcement was my game of Bethesda's show. And that was Prey. Not Prey 2, not a reboot of Prey, but just its own title, Prey. And if you guys remember, the original Prey came out on the Xbox 360, God, years ago. I think it was 2007, 2006. I don't know. It's a pretty old game, but it's a really awesome game. I really enjoyed it. You're basically an Indian, and your entire tribe gets abducted by aliens. It's got a really cool intro too, where all that happens, and then you got to escape the spaceship and save your friends and family. Pretty cool game. Has nothing to do with this though. The new Prey is actually a psychological thriller, and it's done in the first-person perspective. The trailer they showed was really weird, kind of mysterious. This guy kept waking up. It was like the same thing over and over. Then you're on a spaceship, and some weird alien shit starts to happen. And I don't know, I like that. I like dark games. I like where they make you think, and it's kind of a psychological twist in there. I really like that. So seeing all of these elements come together in a game, and I also kind of got a Dead Space vibe from it, really spoke to me. That to me, this is a game that I'm very excited for. It's not coming out till 2017. I imagine probably an October 2017 release date, but I still thought it looked amazing, so I'm really excited for that one. After that, they moved on to talk about Doom, announced some DLC stuff. They've got more Snap Map stuff coming in. They're definitely supporting that game. Also, the first bit of content for this season pass holders coming out with some new maps. So it's nice to see both free and paid content. Also doing a couple game modes, like some free-for-all stuff, some capture the flag stuff, and some domination type stuff in there too. So game modes you'd kind of expect at release, but nice to see them patch it in there. And I will definitely be excited to try out some of those game modes. They also talked about Elder Scrolls Online. Of course, that's a big game for them. A couple expansions coming out. None of that stuff speaks to me. I don't play MMOs. I have no interest in MMOs. But apparently there's a good community out there that are enjoying them, so you guys are getting some expansion packs, so good for you. And then they moved on to something that kind of came out of left field. They talked about Bethesda VR, and this is an initiative that they're doing where they're going to work on some VR games. So I was excited to see that stuff. They are bringing Doom and Fallout 4 to be playable on VR, which is really interesting. However, they said they've partnered with HTC Vive, so they're bringing it to that platform. Don't think they're bringing it to PSVR based on the way they announced it. I don't know though. It'd be awesome if they brought it to PSVR, because that's where I'll be playing, as I don't have a powerful enough PC, nor do I want to spend that kind of money to use the Vive or the Oculus. So we'll see if that ever happens, but cool to see them working on VR stuff. My question is, how's it going to work? And is it going to work well? I don't know. I think it's just a really interesting concept. And I think that might be just what it is. It's a really cool concept, but we'll see how well it actually plays out. Then they finished up the show with Dishonored 2, and it was a pretty lengthy showing, which has to be expected. It's their big fall game that they've got coming out. They started off showing kind of this game world. They showed some in-engine stuff, and then talked about some of the characters and some design developer commentary stuff. Stuff that is kind of boring to show at a press conference, to be quite honest with you. Then they moved into some gameplay, which I'm excited that they did that. However, I gotta be honest, the way they delivered the gameplay was also a little boring. It was very lackluster. The gameplay looked cool, don't get me wrong. It's more Dishonored. You can definitely tell that some of the abilities they had was pretty cool as well. And they showed just little snippets of gameplay. It wasn't one fluid demo, which I think would have played out much better if you just played like part of a level, or just even if it was like a side mission where you could just go and assassinate someone and get through a bunch of guards and stuff like that. That would have been much cooler. But just the way they did some of the kills and stuff, it was just very lackluster in my opinion, just the way it was delivered. Not saying the gameplay looked bad, because I think the game looks awesome. The world that they've created in Dishonored is fascinating, and I love the art style, and I love this dark theme over it. But the way they delivered that gameplay was just very so-so. Regardless, I'm excited for Dishonored 2, November 11th release date. Again, that fall release date, man. So many games coming out, but that's one I will definitely be picking up because I really like Dishonored. Also announced a collector's edition, and they said if you pre-order the game, I think during a certain window, you'll get Dishonored, the definitive edition, the first game for PS4, Xbox One, for free with your purchase of Dishonored 2. So that was a pretty cool announcement as well. So like I said, overall, I thought they had a good showing, but what disappointed me was we didn't see a new Wolfenstein, which is a game that I was really much looking forward to. The Wolfenstein The New Order they did back in, I think it was 2014, was a fantastic game. Awesome first-person shooter. That's how you do a single-player first-person shooter campaign. That's how it's done. Same with Doom. But I wanted to see a new Wolfenstein. Thought it would have been cool to see... Well, I think Machine Games is doing that, or would be doing that, so I kind of wanted to see what they were up to. Also, kind of in the back of my mind, had hopes for The Evil Within 2. I really liked The Evil Within, thought it was a really good game. It was really unexpected for me. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I thought that game sold well enough for them to warrant a sequel. So only time will tell. I do feel like it will happen, but I really wanted to see it. So we'll just have to wait for that. But there it is, guys. That was the Bethesda press conference. Some really cool announcements. Like I said, Prey was my game of the show. Then we moved on to Dishonored 2 is next on there. So some good stuff coming. Definitely not I don't think it'll be the best press conference. Again, maybe it is, hopefully not. But they did much better than EA. But I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought about Bethesda's press conference and what your favorite game that you saw down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this long-winded video. Until next time, I'm Bonfire, and I will see you online.
Now come up, it's 80 you now if you with me, put your hands up. On the fly, lady, set a front, go ahead and stand.